What is up, everybody? Bigjuicyhog, your Hog of Duty, back with my first gameplay of the Cold War beta. This was literally my first match and it went pretty well. What I really wanted to talk about though is all of the good, bad, and the meh of the beta so far. First thing that I'm going to say before getting into all the points is that I have been having fun with the game despite its warts. Even the beta has been more fun for me than Modern Warfare. That said, the game is not perfect by any means and will need a lot of work to live up to its potential. So first things first, let's go into the good. So far I'm really liking the overall gameplay and the pace of the game. It feels more like a Call of Duty title than Modern Warfare did because you can actually move around the map. I've run into very few people just camping in an area, which is a huge positive in my opinion. The way the game plays seems to encourage you to run around or risk not doing much of anything. Two big things that are obviously not in Cold War that made camping so easy in Modern Warfare are the doors and the claymores. That could be the name of an indie rock band. With nothing to really watch your back as far as equipment and furniture, you're probably going to get killed if you stay in one place for too long. The second thing I'm really enjoying so far are the weapons. Every weapon I've used so far has felt pretty much viable. No guns have really stood out as completely bad, which is pretty nice. When you get everyone using the same thing like it looked like in the alpha, things get pretty boring really fast. My two favorite guns so far have been the M16 and the recently nerfed Milano 821, which I didn't get to play before the nerf, so it is still a good and viable weapon. Both were useful for different situations and pretty fun to play with. The guns feel good, they sound good, and they get kills, assuming you don't run into any lag. Another amazing update is the gunsmith system is hands down better than Modern Warfare's. Not only does it give you a full breakdown of what it's going to do to your gun with very detailed stats, there are no more dumbass negatives to the attachments. In Modern Warfare you had to weigh out if the attachment was worth it based on the negatives it gave you, and stacking too many of the same negatives made your gun a piece of crap. Now that's all gone and we only have to make our gun better with upgrades. This makes the customization so much better and you can really make your gun how you want it. I have a feeling that they didn't want the negatives because of the wildcard system. Nobody wants 8 garbage attachments on their gun. One last great change has been the field of view slider. This is pretty much a game changer on console and made the game feel really good. It's a big advantage being able to see a lot of your screen to avoid those annoying deaths of the people that were just out of your cone of vision. So now, on to what most people probably want to hear about, the bad. Almost everyone has some complaints and I am no different. So far the lag on the game, while not unbearable in my playtime, has been noticeable at times. Many gunfights where I saw them first, shot first, landed my shots and still got outgunned just doesn't quite sit right with me. There have also been several instances of me getting shot when I was very much behind a corner on my screen. While I haven't seen the horrible rubber banding and lag teleporting that some people have, I will take their word for it, because some of the lag didn't look great. You would think with all the money Activision has been making off of Modern Warfare, they could splurge for some better servers. Next on the list is everyone's most hated 4-letter S word, SBMM or skill-based matchmaking. So this is currently pretty strong. It hasn't felt quite as bad as Modern Warfare, and maybe that's just because the game feels a little more fun for me right now. They are pretty close to even, I'm pretty sure they're just using more or less the same algorithm. You get a couple of good games, and then it's time to pay the piper as you get bent over and violated. You can very obviously tell when the lobbies have changed just based on the kill cams. When you're in a lobby where everyone is abusing the slide hopping mechanic, jumping around corners like crackheads, you know the skill-based matchmaking is kicked in. Right now, since it's beta, I can deal with it, especially as I'm learning the game. However, this needs to be tuned way down in the full release, since they already said they'll be releasing competitive mode, which is where skill-based matchmaking belongs. Unfortunately, we may be stuck with the beefy BS matchmaking forever as it keeps the Timmy no-hands around and buying battle passes. Along with that skill-based matchmaking, I also noticed getting into servers with people that were obviously not in the same general region as me. One of the games I had that seemed a little bit laggy and very skill-based was against a group of Filipino players. No idea how I got in that lobby, but I'm going to blame it on skill-based matchmaking. Now, moving on to possibly the biggest disappointment in the entire beta. the Scorestreak System. It is absolutely terrible. The worst in COD history at this point, even worse than Modern Warfare. Not only do the streaks not really do anything, they also take forever just to get anything above a UAV or counter UAV. Right now you would need a 16 kill streak just to get the attack chopper. Not the chopper gunner, the attack chopper. And the attack chopper sucks. I had no fear of them in the games that I played in and could easily shoot it down. It was actually more useless than the Harrier jet in Modern Warfare somehow. The sentry gun's terrible, dies super fast as well. The streaks are way too much work for too little payoff. And on top of that, there's another huge issue. UAV spam is ridiculous. I've shot down 10 UAVs in a single match. That's just crazy. The UAV is annoying to deal with right now, and you spend half of your match shooting them down. And why the hell does a counter UAV take 2 rockets to shoot down? That's dumb. Now on to the last part, which is the meh. So far I've found the maps to be underwhelming, but not terrible. They seem to be a bit of an upgrade over many of the Modern Warfare maps, but they are honestly too big for a lot of game modes, especially something like Team Deathmatch, or even Free-For-All when that shows up. Most of them could use a little bit of trimming, and Miami can use a lot of trimming down to a reasonable size for a 6v6 map. Speaking of trimming, someone needs to trim the pubes in the middle of Cartel. Why would you make the weeds as tall as the operators, and then put the B flag there? I have found enjoyment on all of the maps despite them needing work. I will however be looking forward to the classic maps as they don't seem to make them like they used to. Another meh for me is the graphics. They aren't mind-blowing, but they aren't bad either. The biggest positive is that I can actually see people, which is a huge gripe of mine from Modern Warfare. The graphics look a bit like a cross between Modern Warfare and Black Ops 3 in my opinion, which is perfectly fine. The graphics aren't out of this world, but they aren't bad, which is all you can really ask for at this point. So anyways, that's going to be it for the video. Overall, I've been having a fun time playing the game, but there are still a lot of improvements that need to happen if this is going to be a long-term game for me. Hope you enjoyed the video. How are you liking the beta so far? Comment down below and I will catch you in the next one.
Multiple hostile spy planes detected. Simtex. Stay on mission, DJI. We have this. Dropped him. Woods requesting artillery barrage. Hostile RCXD in your AO. They're dead. Let the cowards run. The day is ours. Inwards.